This is Cameron Price, and this is the first strategy I'm making a video over for the content area vocabulary strategy notebook. Vocabulary comprehension is very important, so through these next videos, I'm going to showcase four different vocabulary strategies that I researched over and made examples over and explained that will help with student vocabulary comprehension and vocabulary identification that just help the student with their overall vocabulary knowledge in the content area literacy and content area subjects. So with that being said, this is strategy one. It's called the K.I.M strategy or K.I.M strategy. This is going to be for the content area of horticulture within the agriculture subject area. And with all the teaks, the level of the strategy in the given subject, this is going to be for about the freshman or sophomore level. And then the teaks, as you can see over here on the left, are for horticultural science. We won't read all of them, but they go over different horticultural factors, and they jump into these 5 vocabulary terms. The 5 terms will be horticulture, propagation, root, monocot, and dicot. Instructions for use. Since we're going over for this how for the students to use it, I'll jump over to the actual made example. So this is once again the K.I.M strategy, and K.I.M in K.I.M, it comes from K is for key term, I is for the information, which is going to be the definition, and M is for a memory cue. And a memory cue is something that helps the students remember the vocabulary in their own way. So the directions for this for students is to make a 3x6 box. You can either draw it or make it on the computer like I did, just whatever resources are available or whatever the students find easier. So under K, you put all the terms from that the teacher assigns, which are horticulture, propagation, root, monocot, and dicot. And then through reading the different text, or the teacher is going to assign a text to read with all the vocabulary terms that they assigned. And so you're going to put the vocabulary terms in those given box, like I just said a minute ago. And then while you're reading, you're going to find the information or the given textbook definition over it, and that's going to go in the I section for information. So the student will find the definition of horticulture while they read it, and they put it down here in the I section, and the definition was study of plant or garden cultivation management. They did this the same for everything, such as monocot also, which they read out of the textbook and learned that a monocot is a group of flowering plants that contain a single embryonic leaf in their seeds. So you have the term, then you find the definition from the reading. And then the last column, the M column, is for memory cues. And these are just going to be something that the student thinks will help them in remembering the vocabulary word and its definition. This can be little word devices or easy memory devices that the students come up with, or it can be a quick sketch if they think that helps them the best. So like in the M memory cue, you can do a little drawing. If you think horticulture and you think of, oh, it's a garden or a plant, you can draw a little plant like that. Or propagation is a process of growing. So prop and process, those PRO sound the same. So I wrote down, like a student would write down, prop and process relate to each other in their sounds, so that'll help them remember. Root, in the definition, it's saying it's a structure that anchors something. So if the student wanted to, they could maybe draw a root with anchors on the bottom of it, so they can remember that the bottom of roots anchor the plant's in. And then monocot and dicot, from previous, since we're at the 9th and 10th grade level, the students will have previous reading experience, so they can maybe use a memory cue that mono and monocot means one, so they only have a single leaf in their seeds, and dicot, the di in dicot means 2, so the plants have 2 embryonic leaves in their seeds. So just little memory cues or memory devices like that go in the M box. So that makes up the K for key term, I for information, and M for memory cue. And then after this, the students will complete their own K.I.M chart with all 5 definitions that the teacher assigned over the given subject area or content area, and then they can share them with their peers or other students. And that just leads to students learning new cues or practices that will help them learn the vocabulary terms. Because mono and monocop might have helped one student remember monocop, but then the other student might think that they found something with the word monocop or drawing a picture that helped them actually remember it better, so they can learn from other students, and then the other students can come up with which way is going to help them the best, or decide other ways that they can add to their repertoire that will allow them to learn the vocabulary. Strengths and benefits. The article did a good job in explaining how to use a strategy, and then some strengths and benefits. I'll just go over a couple of them. The article says that students can interpret and imply new information from the K.I.M chart and strategy, which I agree. And then multiple uses helps different types of learners cement vocabulary into their memory. And what I got from that is multiple uses. You're just not writing and reading and writing the definition, which you do, but you also come in with a memory cue, which can be a visual or memory device, which that's just 2 different ways of learning. So you can visually see it, you can memorize it, and then you can actually see the definition. So that's just referring to all the different types of multiple uses that can help cement the vocabulary term into the student's memory. So that was the K.I.M chart for strategy number 1. Thanks.